Hello everybody, say hello to my old friend the bass, and we're going to keep talking about important garage rock songs that are good to know and even better if you can play them, just because. Next song we're going to talk about is the surf rock anthem, Wipeout. Yes, surf rock. Garage rock, as I've said, is just basically an overreaching, encompassing term used to describe all of the music that came out that sounded like a bunch of kids in their garage. And this song is one of them. Now, this song is based off of a 12-bar blues in C. There's two main versions. There's the main riff, and then there's the hits. The hits are simple. It's basically playing the root of the chord every other measure. So we know that a 12-bar blues is 4 measures of the tonic, the first chord, which is C, 4 measures of the 4 measures of the tonic, which is C, 2 measures of the fourth of that scale, or the fourth chord of that key, which is F, then another 2 of the tonic, then 1 of the dominant chord, 1 of the subdominant chord, the fourth chord of the key, which is F, so 4 of C, 2 of F, 2 of C, 1 of G, 1 of F, and then 2 of C. Sorry, I'm trying to use correct music theory terminology, and I can't, but chord tones for chords used in a 12-bar blues that you got to remember is key is C, the scale is C major, C dominant really, but C major, and you just gotta keep in mind chords built off of the first note of the scale degree, the third note of the scale degree, and the fifth note of the scale. So the hit section is every other measure and then every chord. So you got your first 4 measures, which are all C. So first measure, C. Rest for the second measure, and then C for the third. Hit it once, and then you're dead. That's for the first and third measure. First and third measure. Then we go to the next 4 chords, which is 2 measures of F and then 2 measures of C. So first measure is hit on F. Rest for the second measure. Third measure, hit on C. And then every chord. So the last 4 go 1 measure G, 1 measure F, 2 measure C. So G in the first, F in the second, and then C. Hit it once and let the drums count you back in. There is an intro that the bass plays. There's like a drum roll or a drum hit or a drum intro, and then the bass comes in doing a funky little groove, which is just basically going between 2nd fret B on your A string and 3rd fret C on your A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and eventually you'll come in with the guitar, and the guitar riff is pretty simple, and you're basically shadowing the guitar riff, and it's going to be really tough for me to name it for you note by note for all the different chord tones, but just keep an eye on my hand, and you're going to pretty much hang around first 3 frets, and I'll show it to you. These are the 3rd and 2nd fret. This is the start of the bass line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, 3 and 4 and 1 Note how I go from the 3rd fret on the E string G up to the D string, so that it's an easier and smoother transition up to the F. So 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 4 1. That's the instrumental into the hits. Now the last note you want to hit before the hits is actually the G. Experiment with the chord note, with the notes, experiment with how you want to phrase it. You don't have to play this line note for note perfect. It could also work like that. So yeah, just listen, keep up with it, and I'm going to show you guys how to play these more in context at a later date. Just note that these are all very, very important songs that help shape, that help define the garage rock movement, but also help shape punk. There are going to be plenty of punk songs that come up that are based off of these simple 12-bar phrases that you see in this, but all of them have like tops 3 chords and have a very raw and edgy feel to them, which are all very important precursors for punk.